Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, July 26th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here we are Tuesday ahead of Wednesday's FOMC statement, rate decision, and the press conference that follows. All eyes on the Fed. We have GDP Thursday morning as well. Later on this week, likely to have increased volatility in price range, but right now, very narrow price range over the last 5 developing days. You can see it down here. Narrow range of 48% of ADR over these 5 days that are developing. We also have a super narrow day here today heading into the RTH Open. Right now the NQ and ES are both trading 18% of average range here today, and again you can see how tiny that range is. So again, the expectation here, very similar to yesterday, is for range-bound action within the 4-day, 5-day range until proven otherwise. We could see a little bit of a push to new lows, and then we could see this thing bounce back up and stay within the range. So again, not expecting expansion just yet, but Wednesday afternoon, also Thursday into the weekend, we could be looking at quite a bit of volatility and price action here. But right now, looking at quite a bit of compression first. Taking a look at the NQ, 18% of ADR as well. Narrow range today, narrow 5-day range as well, 59% of average. And again, whenever these do get a breakout, we could be looking at a significant push right away. Right now, this 5-day compression suggests that we could be looking at a move north of 900 points of range. Now, the fact right now that we are kind of in this uptrending channel at the moment and testing the upper edge may mean that we could see a pullback to the lower edge. Again, this market's been able to find higher lows here recently, but it's been a very lazy up move here, not a real rejection type of move. Are we just going to see this thing turn back down off of these upper lines up here? So again, still trending in a downward fashion. Up here near the upper end of the channel, do we get another big rotation back down up ahead? So we have this lower line to watch out for. Again, keeping an eye on the 5-day narrow range as we head into the Fed. If we take a look here at crude oil, right now crude oil up about 1.5% at the moment. This one's had a decent bounce, was able to hold the 93s. 93s very important here for price. Since March, really, ever since this thing pushed to the upside, there's your 93s right there. Very good rejections off of this zone over the last many tests, but we still have this very clear downward trend that's in play right now. Downward trending channel. Major rejection of prices above 120. Here's your last FOMC key level. Notice one thing about this. June FOMC price sold off away from it, and we've never come back to test it. So that's a naked level up there, still waiting to be tested. Here's your May FOMC key level. You can see how price has used this one here as a target, kind of a magnet over time. And that one still could be tested up ahead. So these two could be upside targets. We will likely be developing another one here a bit lower as we head into Wednesday's action. But again, will 93s hold here? Do we finally break this channel to the upside and rotate to the upper end of the range? How's this going to play out? So continue to watch 93s and again that 101 zone, which is the previous week's midpoint. So the previous week's high. The fact that we're through the midpoint of 97s opens up the potential of a test at 101. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Right now down 3.68%. Quite a bit of support off the 20K level. And again, one of the biggest moves we've seen to the upside since the end of March, but we're giving some of it back already. Back to the FOMC key level. Here's the June FOMC key level, and prices mostly traded quietly around it. A little bit down, a little bit back up, down, up, down, up, away, and back, and we are precisely at that level, 21K right now. Again, a day ahead of the next FOMC. So the last couple here, this is the May FOMC, sold off and became a naked FOMC. So we still likely have that one at some point later down the road to go get. So expect further downward price action within the range here. Again, the fact that price was not able to hold above 22K is mostly bearish, at least in the near term. It tried to get above resistance here, held for a few days, now failing. That can tend to open up a return back toward recent lows. ETH futures, these are down nearly 7%. You can see a narrow range that has developed here over the last several days. This is a 5-day narrow range breaking to the downside here today, and we're seeing some elongation now. 475 points of range could be seen ahead. Right now that's being calculated from the recent highs to the current range low. We could also use it from the high down to calculate the potential move there. But again, this failure right now is significant. 1300 is going to be a big time test. That's this level right here. Price pushed through it. Now a retest of that zone could get prices going higher if a higher low develops. Failure at that level opens up the recent lows for a big test at 1000. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops here heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.